God, is that what I sound like? Ew. Yo. Yuck.
Jeez.
I think I sound great. You sound gross.
I always do.
So humble.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. It's nice to see the fans face to face.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we get an applause.
Yeah. All right, let's go through and introduce everybody. We'll start with Keki.
Oh, sure, put me on the spot. Hi, I'm Alejandro Saab. For Freedom Planet 1, I play Mayor Zhao, and for Freedom Planet 2, I am reprising the voice of Mayor Zhao, as well as being the voice director for the game.
Yeah.
And that's what I do.
Hi guys, my name is Dawn M. Bennett. I'm the voice of Lilac the Dragon Girl in both Freedom Planet 1 and now Freedom Planet 2. And now I'm the assistant producer for Freedom Planet 2.
What do you even do?
Hi, I am Steven Doduro, aka Strife. I am the founder of Galaxy Trail and the creator of Freedom Planet 1 and 2. And a little side fact, I also voiced the Bird Guard.
I'm Victoria Vitti. I played Syntax and Pengu in the first game, and I'm going to be playing Cordelia in the second game. Hey guys! Whoa, that's hot. Hey, my name is Morgan Berry, and I play the lead villain Murga in Freedom Planet 2. I've mostly done anime, and so this is my first video game role, so I'm really excited to be on the team.
Hi there, name's Chris Guerrero. I will be joining the cast in Freedom Planet 2 as the Battlesphere announcer, and I've also done voice work over at Funimation. I've done stuff for Fairy Tail and One Piece and shows like that.
Yeah.
Fun shows.
No big deal.
It's a lot of fun.
Before we, I guess, continue on with the panel, I don't know if some of you know, but originally we were going to have Lindsey Jones and Josh Greeley on the panel, but unfortunately, due to personal matters that just happened very last minute, they will not be joining us. So if you're here for them, we're sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
They are still with us for the game, though. Don't
No, they
worry
quit.
about that.
Yes.
They quit. That's not true.
All right, so I figured we would start off with a few quick updates on Freedom Planet 1. As you might know, we are showing off 2 of the DLC characters that we're working on at our booth here at PAX. Torque, we're working on first and foremost. He's actually in beta right now on Steam if you want to help us test him out. We're working on him as fast as we can. We're just like making sure that his weapons work well with the stages that we have. And of course, we're also working on an adventure mode for Mila, who didn't have a story mode in the original version of the game. And then once those 2 are done, we will eventually be working on Spade's story mode and classic mode. And then we will also, coming up soon, we're going to be taking the build of the game that we have here at PAX with all 5 characters and making that a public demo. So,
Fun side note, Torque's my favorite.
okay. And also, we have kind of been pairing up with IndieBox for this convention, you know, like showing people that, you know, they're selling Freedom Planet Indie boxes. And apparently it's done better than expected. They have no Freedom Planet boxes left here. So thank you everyone for your
round of
support.
applause. That's awesome.
And we are thinking of doing kind of like a raffle at this panel here. For we would just like randomly select somebody from the audience to receive Freedom Planet, the last Freedom Planet Indie box here, signed by the team.
We'll just toss them.
So,
Right? Just
yeah.
throw it there. Fight.
So we're actually trying to figure out how to do this because I didn't put stuff.
Oh, wow.
Should have put it under a
About
chair
that.
before the panel started.
I was going to say toss it. But that's going to cause a fight.
We're gonna hurt somebody.
I feel like...
This is an interactive panel. One of you's gonna die. It's gonna be great.
Welcome to Battle Royale.
Hey, this is promoting the Battlesphere.
Wait, we fighting? Welcome to the battlesphere.
Oh, he's all.
No, wait, who's gonna die? I'm sorry.
I need you to be more
It's all
excited.
rehearsed.
I need you to be more
so
excited.
we've actually already meditated who is gonna die.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
It's Lilac.
I was gonna say, what if I just throw the card?
No. You
Oh,
can't
no.
throw any
No,
cards
it's
that
not gonna
far.
go that far. It's gonna go. Maybe I can't. I don't know.
No, because let me show you.
Leave me alone.
Physics.
Okay, we have characters that walk up walls in our game.
But this is real life.
Leave me alone. He's awful. Well, how are we gonna do this then?
What about a trivia question?
Right.
A trivia
That's the
question.
first one to answer
Trivia
correctly wins.
question.
Yeah, do you have a really hard question?
I think we should do that at the end.
Yeah, at the end. I'm
Yeah,
not,
we'll save
I'm not-
that.
Yeah, I'm just giving
We're
it.
very unorganized.
Yeah, okay, we can save it for the end. But for now, we are moving on to bigger and better things. Sequel.
The sequel. Sequel stuff.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Exciting.
Yeah, all right. I'm not sure how many of you have actually seen the trailer, so we are going to show it off here.
Do you remember what you began? You came to this world uninvited. You breathed in the sound of their screams. And out the flames of war. You watched us burn and bury the ashes. But I am the final emperor. The world you saved will soon be purified. Just as you wished, Magister. And all that will remain are monsters.
Can I?
Yeah, major props to Morgan Berry for the vocal performance.
It was just funny. This was the first time I experienced watching it on a panel. I wish that it was a combination of you guys being up here and we getting to see the big screen because it felt like IMAX theater up here because the ground was shaking.
My seat was vibrating.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It felt good.
Also, definitely props to Dan Siren, who animated that entire trailer. What's his real name? Daniel Taylor?
Yeah.
Daniel Taylor. What blew my mind about that trailer was he's self-taught. I was like, what?
He's still studying, right?
Incredible.
Yes.
Yeah. This is actually his first production for a commercial, an
Oh,
actual
there you go.
game.
Inspiration.
So he's very good at what he does. On that note, I would like to just go over quickly the new crew members that we have on board, both new and old. Everyone we have on the team so far. I am the main producer, and Dawn is our associate producer. She has been in charge of handling castings and stuff, alongside Alejandro.
Hello. Sorry, I was looking at the screen.
Character design. I'm doing most of the character design, but I collaborated with Tyson Tan, our new artist, to help redesign the characters with a more mature and detailed look, to take advantage of the fact that we're at a higher resolution this time. Xiaoling is also returning. As she is the original designer of Lilac, Carol, and Mila. She's given us the green light for this, which is awesome. Pixel art team is going to be a little bit bigger than before. We've got Matthew returning from the first game, and Pix and Pixels. They helped me with most of the details, like the extra shading, voiceovers. I did like the base sprites. And I am also really happy to say that Rafael Ventura is helping us. He did animation work for Skullgirls and Shantae.
Yeah. It's really nice.
Yeah, I've been sharing some of his animations on Twitter, and I'm going to keep doing that because they're beautiful. On audio, I will be helping out with that again, and also Jason Lord, who voices Serpentine and Gong. He's also a sound designer. And we are also having Brett Epitz helping us. What I like about him is that he has like more of a melodic way of creating his sound effects, which I think is very like evocative of the 16, 32-bit games. And on the programming scene, I commissioned Christian Whitehead. You might also know him as Taxman. He did the iOS ports of Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I commissioned him to basically rebuild Freedom Planet's engine in Unity. He's done a fantastic job so far. He's made my life much easier, and thanks to him, I can just I've been able to get off the ground right away and start building levels and stuff. Music team, Woofle and I are back in business. We are collaborating again like we did in the first game. And also helping us out is Falcao Young. He's a recording and mixing engineer, and he's worked on a few Square Enix games in the past.
Yeah.
He's going to be helping us master
Kingdom
our
Hearts
instruments.
2.5, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Kingdom Hearts 2.5.
And the latest Final Fantasy game.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, was that Lightning Returns?
I believe so, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, he's a bigger believer in using a hybrid of synthesized instruments and live instrumentation. So I'm really excited to see what the three of us are going to do together. For the trailer, we went over Daniel Taylor, and also doing the audio for the trailer was Akash the Car. He did the sound work for Hyper Light Drifter. I'm really satisfied with what he's done for the trailer, and I want to see if I can recycle some of the sound effects that he's used for it in game. And then voice director Alejandro Saab, Kagi Films.
Yo.
Yeah. In the last game, I did most of the voice direction, which kind of kept my hands full. So I'll be outsourcing that to him. He'll just basically be guiding everybody through the script. And to assist us with recording this time, because I know that a lot of people who play Freedom Planet 1 noticed kind of the audio discrepancies between the characters, because we all did recordings at home. Mm-hmm. So to help us with that is Christopher Sabat and Okratron 5000, which is his studio. We're going to do the majority of the final recordings there, so the audio quality is going to be
Yeah. Chris Sabat, for those of you who don't know, is known for her
Yes.
Vegeta.
Yeah.
Among other Dragon Ball Z characters, he's basically the cast for that show.
Yeah, basically. Okatron 5000 Studios is where Dragon Ball Z is recorded.
As well as Smite, and I believe it's Orcs Among Us. Orcs Must Die. Orcs Among Us. Jeez, that'd be one game, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really awesome working with Chris.
All right, so with that said, we are going to go on to voice actors. And
What's
I'm
that?
basically going to go through each character, kind of give a rundown of how they were in Freedom Planet 1 and how they have kind of changed in Freedom Planet 2, both in character development and voice acting and gameplay. First up is the main villain of Freedom Planet 2 is a water dragon named Murga, voiced by Morgan Berry here. You saw the character in the trailer, of course. And the deal with Murga is that she has been imprisoned at the bottom of the ocean for the past century or so. And because of the Kingdom Stone being destroyed in Freedom Planet 1, she was freed. And she kind of brings this old grudge back to the surface, about this war that happened a century ago. And she fights by assuming different armor forms. So when you eventually fight her, she's gonna have multiple forms to her boss battle. And she also commands this group of of people who aren't necessarily like evil, but they're sympathetic to her cause. She's out for revenge.
Wasn't that nice?
Next up is Captain Clau. He is voiced by Josh Greeley.
For those of you who watch Attack on Titan, he's Armin.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Among other things.
That's so good. He is the Battlesphere champion. The Battlesphere is this huge fighting arena that Mayor Zhao constructed in between both games.
John Cena, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, kind of to like serve as kind of a distraction. But Clau entered that tournament from the Southern Islands. He lost the first tournament, but he eventually rose through the ranks and became their champion. He kind of like is kind of like an arrogant like superhero type who like proclaims that he's doing things like for great justice, but he's really just, you know, doing what he feels like. And we'll find out why exactly he joins Murga eventually and what's in it for him.
Yes, John Cena, someone just said that in the audience.
All right, next up is Carol's sister, Corey. Her full name is Corazon T. She is voiced by Lindsey Jones. And unlike Carol, who's more of like a mechanic and like a motorcycle driver, Corey prefers the air. She has her own airship. She's kind of this mercenary type character who like takes jobs that are often very dangerous. For that reason, she really doesn't like it when her sister sticks her nose in her business. So Murga hires her to kind of like transport her troops and supplies around. And as soon as she figures out that Carol is on the opposite side, she kind of gets into this conundrum, and she tries to keep Carol away from what they're doing. So she kind of spends the game like trying to convince her sister to like leave the heroes and like stay off their business. She is kind of, you know, she attacks like with an assortment of like steampunk equipment, mostly with fire. Like if the characters had like an element associated with them, she would be fire. Next up is Cordelia and Pengu. Pengu's returning from Freedom Planet 1, but both of them are voiced by Victoria Vitti here. Both characters are connected, actually. Pengu is this robot that Lilac discovered in the Pengu Lagoon in the first game, and it contains like a whole bunch of data about like the origin of Avalis and then like the dragons and stuff. But people don't really know how to use Pengu effectively. In the second game, the Magister keeps Pengu at his palace and kind of acts as like a training program to where it can like project holographic versions of enemies for you to fight and like practice against. And as for Cordelia, she existed like a century ago at the same time as Murga. They knew each other. Cordelia actually doesn't like exist anymore, but she plays a pivotal part in the story. But as for what exactly their connection is, that remains a mystery for now. Next up is...
The mysterious microphone.
Yeah.
The best character of all time.
I think this one's a little self-explanatory.
Yeah.
So basically, it's the voice behind the Battlesphere. So he's the guy that just goes, do it.
Welcome to the Battlesphere. Get ready to see fur, scales, and feathers fly.
Yeah, pretty much.
His voice sounds like butter. Your voice sounds like butter.
Oh, well, thank
butter?
you.
It sounds like butter to me.
How does smooth?
What? Okay. When he normally talks, he sounds like butter, and then now he just
Moving
sounds
on.
like peanut butter.
Moving on.
Sorry.
A little chunky.
Too chunky.
Your explanation was chunky.
All right, next up is Ascal. He is voiced by Christopher Sabat. He is one of the Magister's new recruits. He works alongside General Gong and Yuri Lee. to combat these robot attacks that have been happening in the city. He attacks with those like purple things that are attached to his hands. They help like enhance the power of his punches. It's pretty cool. But as for what spot he has in the story, that is a secret for now. Up next is Ah, who is voiced by Sarah Williams.
For those of you who play League, she's Jinx. So she's
Yes.
probably your favorite character. I don't play League of Legends.
Yeah, he's kind of this like kid scientist who is like obsessed with like robotics and stuff, and he is actually like one of the causes of like the robot attacks that are happening in Freedom Planet 2. So he's one of like the main antagonists that the player fights.
Just a fun little fact. I've been reading the script that we have right now, and he's just a little rascal.
I think he's cute.
He's loud.
He's loud and cute.
Yeah. All right, now we go back to Freedom
worst
Planet 1
character.
characters.
Do you want to get a bad time?
I said someone was going to die today. It's probably going to be Kaggy.
Yeah.
I've been dead for
of
many
Dawn.
years on the inside. How could
Don't
this
cry for him.
happen to me?
Yeah, Lilac,
Away.
Lilac is actually one of the characters that has like changed the most in terms of design. Like she doesn't have the two-tone face anymore, and her outfit's like more detailed. Has
I like it.
more colors to it. I've seen people online who have felt kind of like mixed about this, but like there's like specific reasons as to why she has this like appearance now. Some of it's like story related, but I also felt like the two-tone forehead, especially, it was kind of like holding back her design, and people were drawing like connections between her and Sonic because of it. I feel like. As far as moveset goes, she'll be mostly the same. I felt like her gameplay was like spot on in the first game, but she'll have a few more abilities that I'll go into in detail in the future.
That's Little Miss Hero Pants. I'm just reading what the card said.
Yeah. And Carol is sort of the same case. Her design hasn't changed as much, but you can tell that she's like a little bit older. She will have the motorcycle that'll be returning. And like one of the things that Tyson and I have been kind of considering is that she could have like different types of bikes with different properties. I think that would be fun to experiment with.
I just pictured a monster truck. I don't know why.
And Mila will probably change the most gameplay-wise. Her controls are going to be like tighter, and she'll be able to attack faster. We'll have like a dedicated button that she could press to like summon blocks, and she'll be able to like stack multiple blocks in reserve so that she can like throw them like more quickly than she could in Freedom Planet 1. And she'll have like actual punches and kicks because the Magister has been like Magister and his people have been helping her train. And she has taken up alchemy as well. She's kind of like the sciencey type, and she helps.
I didn't know that. Oh my god.
And she actually like creates potions that will like kind of like help you
I knew
during the
that
journey.
part, but not the alchemy part.
One thing that I like now with Mila's redesign and also Rafael's animations. In the last game, not a lot of people could tell what Mila was. They were like, is she a rabbit? Is she a bunny?
No, she's
But-
a duck.
Oh, that's twerk.
Well, but now we've actually posted some animations on the Galaxy Trail Twitter where Mila's definitely more dog-like this time around. Like, you won't be able to mistake it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, she has more dog-like mannerisms and stuff. And that's Neurali. We are going to be a little bit more specific about like how she fights. Like obviously she was like a boss in the original Freedom Planet, but this time around she is on the same side as the main trio. They're all working under the Magister to try and deal with these robot attacks that are happening in his city. And she is kind of like the mentor character in a similar way that Torque was in the first game. You know, she's kind of like mission control. She'll like direct the girls as they're going on missions for the Magister.
She's more like a mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Freedom Planet 2's story, you'll really be able to see her personality shine.
Yeah, since she gets more like screen
I
time.
wish I could
this
say
time.
more, but my God, it's ridiculous.
She gets some good bickering between her and Carol.
I feel bad for her.
I love it.
I would be
Are
so
you
done.
kidding? I love it.
I would be so done.
Well, yeah, you gotta do it, Carol. Oh man, who's that?
Yes.
Oh my.
Thank you! Thank you! Glorious, you're welcome!
Get out of here.
I just want to point out, they cheered for me, not for you.
Look at that hat, man.
All of you?
I wish I had it. I mean,
You're the best
I don't voice him, so. Thanks, man.
I love you. I love you.
I feel the
I
love.
love you. I hate you. Oh. You're the best.
Good, dude.
There's a fan game where it's just literally him throwing coupons.
So he's cheap.
We knew that. Continue.
Sorry.
You might notice that my character's
Not
there.
Just look how happy I am.
He's so
I know,
angry.
come on.
All right. Some people might not know this yet, but Serpentine will be returning as one of the antagonists. But the interesting thing is that he's going to be like a third faction. He doesn't fight for Murga or for the heroes. Nope, doesn't give
Well,
up.
I mean-
His main goal is to try and figure out a way to get back to Brevin in space. And he wants to do that by stealing Murga's big robot dragon spaceship, the Bakunawa.
Which you saw in the trailer.
But at the same time, he's got the heroes on his back who think that he's planning something sinister related to Brevin or something. So he's got to deal with both of them and like try and figure out like how he's gonna, you know. And then General Gong is going to be kind of like a trainer character who like helps the players practice their attacks and stuff. And he is alongside Nira and the others, like, you know, helping the Magister fight.
Also, props to Jason Lord for voicing both of them. If you remember the last game, like, he has a range.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
funny because if you guys don't know, he actually also voiced the king before he gets beheaded.
Yeah, it's
And no,
really
that's not a
impressive.
spoiler. It is literally the opening cutscene.
I'm sorry.
It's really
Like, if you
impressive
just
because
wait
he, like,
long
for
enough.
each character, it was like the extremes of his voice. Serpentine is his upper extreme, like the highest he can go, and Gong was the lowest he could go.
Yeah, he's gonna be fun.
Yeah. And the two brothers, Spade and Dale, are back. The only difference is that Dale is now a king in his father's place. And
He got better glasses.
Yeah, it's kind of a spoiler for Spade's story mode once we get around to it, but it's really not a big deal. He's no longer possessed by Revan, so he's more level-headed this time.
We're talking about Dale, by the way,
Yeah.
just in case confusion.
Yeah, and they have their own place in the story, but what it shall be revealed eventually. And last but not least, the Magister.
Tim Tams.
But yeah, he has quite a bit of character development in Freedom Planet 2, because a lot of the conflict that is happening kind of like revolves around him in one way or another, and he's kind of like wrestling with a lot of issues that he has to face for his country. And like he is like the reason that like everything happens, like from how he like he's the reason that the girls are recruited to fight. And Murga is kind of like after him for one reason or another. So I am interested to see how that's going to turn out. What's new, pussycat?
Oh my gosh.
I'm just going to go over quick
We should all sing that.
what I want to like kind of change from the first game. as far as like the general, physics go and like the gameplay, it's going to remain largely the same. Like I don't feel like it's all that broken, so I fix it. Adventure and Classic mode will be returning, but they'll have a few more differences between each other. Adventure mode will be tailored more towards like quick play sessions, so where you pick up the game, play a few stages, and then take a break, and then continue Adventure. And it'll have kind of this world map where you can go around and have a little bit more freedom in how you tackle the stages and what order you tackle them in. Classic mode is geared more towards like a single playthrough in an afternoon, and it'll have like kind of a stage tree that has the same sort of like non-linearity as the adventure mode, but it'll be more streamlined, so you don't have to like hunt around a world map or anything. And difficulty will be a little more fluid. Instead of like an easy, medium, hard, I want to experiment with kind of a system to where you can like collect these gold gems throughout the game, and using them you can like alter the properties of stages, like make the enemies harder, or like turn all of the shield crystals in the stage into a single element. And I think if we do it the right way, it'll add a nice like element of strategy. Like, for example, if there's like a stage with a really hard fire-based boss, you could use like a gold gem to turn all of the shield crystals into fire shields, and that like, as a consequence, that makes the boss easier, stuff like that. And another way I want to like toy around with the difficulty is through like a revival mechanic, to where if you get killed, you have the option of spending an extra life right then and there, but doing so you only have like a sliver of health left. So it would be ideal like if you almost beat a boss, but the boss killed you. So it would give you just a little bit of an edge to make a comeback. And then we're adding a guarding mechanic, which is basically a dodge button. You can see it in the screenshot there. You press the guard button and you can avoid attacks for a split second. And I think that'll let me get a little bit crazier with the boss fights without necessarily making them harder. Because that way you won't have to like rely on your special ability, like Lilac's Dragon Boost, for example. That was the only move she had that made her invincible. But by adding the guard button, you'll have another option in case it's still charging, for example. Stuff like that. But that's pretty much like the major differences I wanted to go over. So now that that's out of the way, we will start fielding questions.
Question time. If you guys could come up to one of these microphones.
Oh,
or
we have
both.
mics. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I thought they were going to have to raise their hand. Okay.
Okay. Hello.
So, loved the game before it went to IndieBox, but I was a long-time IndieBox subscriber. I was really happy to get a physical copy. Really great box that you guys did, by the way. What was the process like in working with the IndieBox? Like, how far ahead of time did you guys have to start preparing that? How much input did you guys have on it? Just kind of what was the process like?
Well, there's actually a funny story about that. It was a little unusual because we were talking to IndieBox because they apparently had another game lined up for the November IndieBox, but they dropped out. So we essentially ended up taking that game's place. So we had a little bit less of prep time than what would be normal, but it worked out. We got invited to kind of like a group chat with the IndieBox team, and we went over like ideas for like toys and stuff that we could put inside of the box. So we just like shot ideas back and forth, and we came up with some really good ones that we could like manufacture in the time that we had. We kind of like, one of our ideas was we wanted to make like a Lilac figurine, but that would have taken too long to make. Yeah.
That was fun.
But we know it's possible now.
We're working on
Amiibo?
it.
Yeah.
We're working on
Oh
it.
my God.
The catchphrase of the weekend, we're working on it.
Yeah, and another idea we had was like a Sega Genesis controller, but we also didn't have enough time to make that, so we settled with kind of like a 90s style Velcro wallet, which I think turned out really well.
It did.
It's got a nice color to it. And then we came up with, like the Mayor's Out coin and the Kingdom Stone and the stickers and the soundtrack CD. And then they just kind of like kept us updated on how the sales were going and like what we were doing. And it just turns out that they were gonna be at PAX South again, and we were coming too. So we kind of like coordinated it.
Yeah, very cool. That soundtrack was awesome to have 3 discs and a full jewel case and everything. Like most of them, it's just cardboard, and that's fine. But that was a nice extra step. Thank you guys.
Yeah, no problem. Hope that answered your question. Yes, sir.
You're up.
Over here.
Actually, I think that guy was first.
Yeah, but we won't.
Okay,
Cool.
We'll alternate back and forth after that.
Okay, cool. First of all, thank you guys so much for signing. Wow, I don't even need to. Hey, thank you guys so much for thank you guys so much for most of you signing the posters I bought. My question is about the development of the first game. I think you might have already answered this, but I've already killed whatever short-term memory I have with alcohol. What is the original Freedom Planet game engine running off of, and how much was the dev cycle on that? Even though I could be completely wrong, but I think it went through multiple iterations from being a Sonic fan game. I'm sorry if I'm way off base. This is only like shit I've
No,
like
that's
read
totally
like
fine.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
secondhand.
I've had that question asked like 50 times.
How long and how difficult was the development phase of that with whatever engine you went with? Also, I guess this is going back to the soundtrack. Do you guys have any plans on putting the soundtrack on Spotify anytime soon?
Oh, on Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah, like soundtrack's currently on Bandcamp, but we have been thinking about like putting up another websites like Spotify or iTunes. As far as the development cycle goes, the phase where it was a Sonic fan game, it wasn't actually ever like really a Sonic fan game because it always had like Lilac in it as the player character.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. But at that. Yeah.
Very persistent, aren't you?
Yeah, like the main thing about like the Sonic fan game thing is that like it's based on an engine that was originally intended for Sonic fan games.
Well, there you go.
Well, how long was the development cycle?
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. 2012 to 2014. Hope that answered your question, bud. Yes, sir.
Hey guys, so as a company, after Freedom Planet 2 is all done, do you guys have any thoughts about another game, maybe even outside of Freedom Planet?
Oh,
and
when Freedom
what
Planet
would
2
it be?
is done. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I heard Freedom Planet 2.
I have a few ideas that I've been exploring.
What's that?
I think it might be cool to like do some kind of simulation game eventually. But of course, my train of thought right now is for Freedom Planet 2. So like, while I'm working on a project, I'm like in the zone for that project. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I remember talking with you at a convention, and we were just spitballing ideas of what you would like to make. And you were like, oh yeah, I would like to make an adventure platformer. Oh, I would like to make like all this stuff. So, possibilities are endless.
Cool, thank you guys.
Yes, Squid Boy.
Hi, and thank you for everything y'all been doing with this. Wow, this is weird. Okay, so far, let's see how to put this. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for signing my posters yesterday. I'm not used to really talking to celebrities in any way whatsoever, so y'all are great to work with. Moving on to my actual question. Hey, in Freedom Planet 2, would y'all be able to put like a 2-player fighting game mechanic in there? Or like a battle system like that? Where players could go against one another?
So like you're wondering if the Freedom Planet 2 will have like some kind of co-op feature?
Something like that, because me and my friends, we played it, and we would pass the sticks, and we're like, okay, so we got a shoryuken, a dive kick, a dash attack. Wow, all we need is a throw and like a guard. We can have a fighting game, and y'all just mentioned dodging. So I'm like, could they do it? So maybe, side note, I would buy that Lilac figure if y'all put it together.
Yeah. Maybe, since we're developing Freedom Planet 2 in Unity, Christian actually made room in the game engine that he worked on for us to where if we wanted to work on kind of like a 2-player feature in the future, it would be easier for us than it would have been in Freedom Planet 1's engine. But right now I'm prioritizing the meat of the game, and then we can kind of like think about like what ideas we could have for like a 2-player function.
That works perfectly fine. Side note, can I also get a picture of y'all? Like later.
Okay, later. Maybe after the panel.
Yeah, after.
Like here or something.
Yeah, that works. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I had a question about the first console you chose to port Freedom Planet to was the Wii U. I'm wondering, why did you choose the Wii U over like the Sony consoles? Because it seems like Sony is really courting smaller developers. And also, what was the process like working with Nintendo?
Honestly, I chose the Wii U first because it's been like a childhood dream of mine to have a game on Nintendo.
Nice.
Yeah, like when it happened, it
Congratulations
was
a
like
year
I couldn't
later.
believe it. Like, oh my God, this is actually a thing. Like, if my childhood self saw this, like.
Well,
But
congratulations.
as far as the process goes, we communicate primarily through email with Nintendo, and they kind of just like guided us through the whole process in that manner. And they've been extremely helpful, like telling us like what exactly we need to do, what kinds of resources we need to send them, that sort of thing.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, with the awesome Doctor Who hat.
Thank you about that comment, but I was gonna ask, are you guys planning on making a mechanic where you could like kind of change the design of the characters, where like you could have a blue for Lilac or
Oh, like color
purple
scheme?
for Torque or something like that?
A color scheme?
Yeah, like you could change the color scheme and all that.
No.
Yeah, I actually wanted to do that for Freedom Planet 1, but the engine we were using didn't agree with the palette swapping. For some reason, it was causing glitches to where like all the handlebar graphics in the stage would turn to Mila for some reason. Seriously, that's exactly what happened.
Can I talk about that for a second? We actually, before PAX yesterday started, the weirdest thing, just if you chose Lilac or Carol in Dragon Valley, you get Torque. It was amazing.
All Torque.
It was a dream.
You want to be Lilac? No, you're Torque.
No. Can I talk about that? Yes. Because like, all right, I think there was like a Carol glitch that happened
Oh my God,
because
this is
we
the
tried to
best
change her
glitch.
color. And like she dies at the end, and you know when she revives herself, she zooms off on her motorcycle.
Yeah, on the game over
The
screen.
motorcycle did not happen. She just static. Carol just going.
animation. Don and I were playtesting that before it was released. We were playing the beta to see if there were any glitches, and that was the most hilarious thing to come across at 2 a.m. So we were dying. I think our neighbors hated us, but you know.
Yeah. So long story short, for Freedom Planet 1, palette swapping caused weird things to happen.
What about your new engine for the second one? Are you
New
using the same
engine,
or the new
it
one?
would definitely be more possible to do palette swapping.
Okay.
So, in other words, we're working on it.
Yes. Blue Lilac for the win.
Yeah. That's debatable.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how's it going? I've never played Freedom Planet.
That's totally fine.
I can't wait because I already know some of you guys from your anime work. And my question was, what are your favorite lines you've done during that process? And if there's any funny stories, we'd like to hear some.
Wait. For Freedom Planet or just in general?
Just in Freedom Planet or in general.
Like, okay, what's your favorite line that
Like
you've ever...
any one-liners or
Any one-liner you've done.
any lines that you would kind of just shout out randomly in public. Stuff like that.
Okay.
Cycling,
Well. Yeah, totally. No. I think I don't have a favorite line. I've like got favorite bloopers.
Hey.
Oh God. No. There was this one where I was like, okay, we got a big call from that big panda guy. I was supposed to be, we got a call from that big panda guy, but we got a big call from that big panda guy, and he stopped me. I'm just like, wait, what? Oh my God, it's a big call because he's big.
I ended up putting that in the game as a secret blooper.
Yeah, there's actually a special code. Yeah.
I mess up a lot.
I guess we'll go from that point on, I guess.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. For Freedom Planet, my favorite line, of course, is glorious! Because it's ridiculous. But just in general, like for voice acting, I think, because it was one of my first roles, even though it's a fan anime series, in Dragon Ball Absalon, I had to say Kamehameha. And I thought that was freaking awesome. So,
Oh, wait.
I mean, what kid doesn't like to say Kamehameha?
Wait, we can do like favorite lines in general?
Well, that's what he said!
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, wait.
You're blind and you can't hear.
Wait.
No,
Hang
you
on,
can't
I gotta
say-
make sure I can say this first.
No. There are kids here.
Okay, never mind.
You perv. We Tori.
Wait, so we saying our favorite lines in the game that we've done?
In-game
Okay.
and-
Game or general?
Okay, well, I think for syntax, my favorite part was whenever she's just trying to kill you, like this one line in particular where she's like, to unlock this door, stand on the blinking floor panel to your right, and you stand on it, it blows you up. And she's just like, just kidding. Everyone just dies. I love whenever anyone's angry because of that part.
Sweet. So, favorite line in
Push the mic back.
anything?
Sure.
Yes, just age appropriate.
Age appropriate.
They're big kids.
Yes. Okay, well, I mean, a favorite line that I've done, I guess, I don't know. I don't know if you guys have seen Riddle Story of Devil, but it was my
not
first
age-appropriate.
lead role in that show. And so the one line that I said the most, I really liked saying it because I've always wanted to play the hero of a show. And this was my first lead, and it was really exciting. And the one line that I got to say over and over again was, I won't let anyone touch her. And I got to say that a lot, and that was my favorite line, so that's all I got.
Wait, are there kids in here? Like little kids?
Little ones. Anybody?
Wow. Move on.
One of the first shows I ever worked on was called Toriko. The best way I can describe it is DBZ with food. And I voiced the narrator, and it begins with him saying, "This is what happened in the last episode." But before that, he would talk about one of the wondrous weird food things in the world. And I'm saying, I say it in a very grandiose and descriptive manners. And one of my favorite lines or words was, I'd say, "Scrum-diddly-umptious." That was my favorite line that I've ever said, describing a tree of desserts that would just, once they ripen, the desserts would fall, and you'd be like, "All right, that's nice. I'll take that."
No, it's awesome because before we became friends with Chris at the end, I was a fan of Toriko, and I just remember hearing that first line in the episode, and it was like, "It has been said," and I'm like, "That is awesome."
I mean, it is the gourmet age.
How do you not love that? Oh my God!
See? Butter. I'm not kidding. He's like...
Stop with your food. This ain't Toriko. I hope that answered your question.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay, earlier you were talking about the plot of Freedom Planet 2. You mentioned how, you've got the conflict between Carol and Corey, that Corey is more sympathetic to the villain, and it looks like we've got a villain who's maybe more charismatic or is, winning people over to her side.
Mm-hmm.
My question is there a plan possibly either through whoever's initially playable or possibly later through DLC for us to see an adventure mode through the side of a character who at least initially takes that side?
Are you talking about the side with Murga?
Yes, Murga's side, yeah. Basically.
If that ever is a thing, we're working on it. Because the thing with production right now is we are just finishing up the first steps. So right now we're not thinking DLC. Right now it's let's make this game good.
Absolutely. I realize that's 3 steps down the line. I guess I'm putting a request in the form of a question. Actually, I guess
Right.
if I'm being, it would be nice to see something from the other side of the story. So
Steven, would you do it?
Would I what?
Would you do it?
Do what?
Would you?
The answer is we're working on it. All right.
The answer's a giant question mark. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
I'm sorry that I can't say yes. Yes, sir.
All
Not
right,
sure.
I'll try to keep this non-spoilery. Was the boss for Final Dreadnought 3 ever planned to be playable by Mila?
No.
There you go. Not
Even with the
working on
mini
it.
boss fight before then? I thought that would be leading up to it.
He's
All
talking
right.
about when Mila gets muted.
No, I know that.
Okay. Well, sorry. What's up, Alex?
Thank you.
Hey, guys.
Hey, man.
Hey, Alex.
Hello. So something I just thought of, spending a lot of time this weekend doing a lot of networking and talking to a lot of people, and you guys have obviously a fairly top-notch product that could grow infinitely because it's a format that's pretty easily consumable and it's coming out on a platform that's really well known. So Steven, I guess this is more for you. What plans do you have in working with content creators and maybe some Twitch streamers, or even some Let's Play personalities and things like that, to maybe get at least the first Freedom Planet out there and in a very recognizable and media consumable format to try to get a little bit more hype for Freedom Planet 2, because like I said, it's super consumable, and like I love the game and all these guys love the game, are going to be super hyped, right? And see, hype. And so, like, it'd be something that could be huge. Like, there's tons of Let's Players that consume stuff like this all the time. So, like, have you looked at reaching out? Do you have somebody on the team that's kind of geared to throw lines out there and talk to people?
Yeah, we do what we can to, you know, reach out to people to say, hey, would you be interested in playing this game? And I think it'll be a similar cases with Freedom Planet 2. We're trying what we can to, you know, spread the word, you know, attending PAX, talking to people online, shooting out emails and answering emails when we can.
I mean, it's been played on Twitch. It was played on Summer Games Done Quick last year, so that was really cool. But like, I mean, we all try to put a little bit of effort into spreading out the word of Freedom Planet to like streamers. But yeah, no, definitely we should. It feels like we should do more.
Thanks.
No problem.
Hey guys, you should all tell Alex he's cool, because he's cool. Oh, you guys are the best.
That's my boyfriend. That's what she said over there.
He's taken. Sorry, ladies or gentlemen. Yes, sir.
Yes, I really enjoyed the first Freedom Planet. I found out about it because of the Super Best Friends Let's Play.
Awesome. Yes.
I love that Let's
So
Play.
good.
Yeah, and I actually heard a rumor that a Vita port of the first game is in the works. Is that
I'm sorry?
true? I heard a rumor that a Vita port is in the works. Is that true?
A what port?
A what port?
Oh, Vita.
Oh, I thought you said Amiibo.
Sorry.
Vitamins.
There were Liam from Two Best Friends actually ran like a poll on Twitter
they
recently about it, and there is an interest out there for a Vita port. I'm gonna try to work for either Vita or PS4 next if we can.
Oh, okay, awesome.
But in other words, we're working on it.
Yes.
That guy knows. Yes, sir. With the Legend of Zelda scarf.
Hey, my name's Pat. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Sorry, I lost it. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm
for a
tuning,
second.
and I'm like, sound like you said tune in.
No, I just wanted to say my name. I thought I'd be polite. Anywho, let's see. I learned about Freedom Planet last year, last PAX South when it came here. Really fun. Glad I got a chance to play it on the Wii U. I would actually like if you guys made a Lilac figure, so I'll keep my eye open for that whenever it is mentioned again. Now, I have like 3 questions. One, Serpentine, and I'm just curious. I couldn't really tell on the game. Are his arms like robotic or okay?
Yeah.
So that's easy. Second, when Mila, Lilac, and Carol go to the treehouse for the first time, and Lilac suggests watching a movie, what kind of movie were they watching, or anything? What
We're working
what
on
would
it.
you think?
There's an interesting thing about that actually. Like on our Bandcamp album, there's a track where you can actually hear like the whole TV show.
Yeah.
It was voiced by Sean Chiplock and Patrick Seymour, who voiced Spade and Torque respectively.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
And lastly, will the trailer music for Freedom Planet 2 be available at some point in the future?
Sure. It is actually, trailer music is actually available on Falco Young's SoundCloud.
See?
SoundCloud?
Bam. Worked on it.
Yeah.
Alrighty then, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for your question. Yes, sir.
Hello?
Hello.
Make sure I'm
Hi.
not too loud. I don't want to blow anybody's ears out. I just wanted to say that you guys have made an amazing game. I actually didn't even hear about the first one until it was like gifted to me. I'm a big fan of the Sonic series. I speedrun the second one, and after it was gifted to me, I was amazed that I hadn't heard of it until then. So I'm really excited you guys are making a second one. So my question really is, since it's obviously Sonic inspired, I was curious about your history with like the classic Sonic franchise, because anyone that's a big fan of the original Sonic games usually has a really special history with it, and it's pretty obvious where the influences come from. So I was kind of wondering how that was for you. Obviously, I'd assume you grew up with like Sonic, so I was kind of curious what maybe your favorite one was, or like where it came from.
Yeah, I grew up with the Sonic games as they advanced through the ages. I actually don't consider myself that much of a Sonic fan. Eggman's better.
Sorry.
But I always was fascinated by the way they handled platforming in Sonic games. And there are a couple of Sonic games that rank up there as some of my favorites, especially Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And I thought that the Sonic Advance games were very good as well. And it's just kind of that's kind of the basis for what I wanted to play around with. Could this level of speed in a platforming game be handled in a different way than it is in the Sonic games? So that was kind of the big question in my mind when I started this project.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Before we go on, we should probably continue with the raffle.
Oh, yeah.
I do have a question if we just want to belt it out there and see who answers first.
Okay.
Oh.
Do you have a question?
Jeez, wait.
You don't have a question.
Yeah.
No, the trivia question. What's the trivia question?
Yeah, trivia question.
You have?
Do you have a trivia question?
Yes.
Okay, then take
Okay,
it.
go.
Okay.
A good one.
All right. Okay. What's the Magister's favorite snack?
Oh, jeez.
You didn't even raise your hand.
Wait a second. Wait a second. No.
What?
Come up with a different question. Come up with a different question.
Bloopers.
Oh.
But you have an indie box.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, you said that basically if that's a question that only people who have played the game know the answer to.
Oh, jeez.
Damn. Okay. Lawyer. Lawyer. We got lawyer.
He's been doing that all the...
It's not my fault that you don't wear glasses. It's not. No. Okay. Here's the thing. Basically, she put on contacts.
Yes.
When they hurt her, and she can't see as well. Come on. Anyway, moving on. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so... someone tell a story while we figure this out. Someone sing a song while we figure this out.
What is the name of one of the third DLC character that we're going to release? The third DLC character that we're going to release. I've been telling everybody in the specific order. Yes, sir. There you go. Done.
You win. Good job.
So where is it?
Oh, okay. Well, you can swing by our booth later and pick it up.
Oh boy. Welcome to Freedom Planet.
We're working on it.
Points don't matter.
We're working on it. Yes, sir.
Yes, I just bought the game, so I don't know about the difficulty modes yet. So in Freedom Planet 2, is there going to be a survival, one health, one life mode where you go through the whole game?
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah, the difficulty system is going to be a little more robust, so you'll have more customization options for what specifically is easier or harder. And maybe there could be some kind of preset option where you can choose between predetermined difficulty settings for each aspect of the game. So there could be a hardcore setting in that sense.
Okay, thank you.
Cool.
Hello? I have no idea if this is going to kill. Okay, good. It's not too loud. Hi, everyone. I actually got to talk to most of you, so thank you again. The question I had was just, what are some stories you have from when you were developing the first game? Any problems you had to deal with or try to get over while, because it sounds like you all were working together at the time, just even testing the game out. So, what were some of those problems you had to deal with?
Yeah, as far as collaborating, we're all over the place, in the U.S. I was working mostly by myself in Central New York. And then we have voice actors who are in Texas and California and Canada, and yeah. As far as problems go, I think my biggest problem was how to streamline the process of developing the cutscenes. Because they were simple enough, but they were really tedious, and they took a while because I hard-coded each line into the game. And each action that the characters take, walking or moving their lips or whatever. So that dragged out all the way up until the final few weeks of development. So that caused a lot of stress and pressure on my end. So in Freedom Planet 2, one of my priorities is to develop a specific engine for handling cutscenes, so that I don't run into that problem where I have to hard code everything at once.
Okay.
I think my biggest problem was testing it. Because I remember there was this one time where Steven came to visit Victoria and me, who were college roommates, and this was when he was tweaking difficulty. And some boss fights aren't as difficult now as they were in development, and I remember just yelling at you, this is too hard!
There's too much screaming.
And then, no, it's not, it's fine. No, because then Steven was like, maybe you should take a nap. And then I took a nap, and then I beat the fight. But no, like, testing out all the bosses, like, they were a lot harder than they are now, and I'm not that great at video games, so it was good. It was a good way to test that.
I mean, you're not good at video games. She's
I try.
good at video games. You're good at video.
You're too nice to me.
No, I'm not. Shut up.
You're good at Mario Kart.
Okay, yeah.
She beats
I
our
will,
butts.
Amazing. I will destroy all of you in Mario Kart.
That's a lie.
That's another story. Anyways.
I don't have any development stories because I didn't really help out in development. I have an audition story, but I mean, I auditioned originally for Spade, and it was funny because he told me, "Oh yeah, right now you my Spade," and I'm like, "Oh yeah," but then he's like, "Yeah, you didn't get it," and I'm like, "Oh, all right," and then he's like, "But I do have this other character," and I'm like, "Okay, I'm here's that now, great." But it's funny because me and Sean sound very similar, so yeah, he's cool though.
You have gold coins, though.
What?
You have gold coins, though, so.
Yeah, I know. If he ever gets sick, I could just replace him.
Any other stories?
I mean, we worked with the original before it was released, so like all the beta tasting, all the beta testing we
I guess we're
did
still talking
was
about
pretty
Tori,
much together because we lived together. So, yeah.
Oh no, I do have one little story. It was an audition story.
I have nothing else other than that Carol glitch. I wish we had it, but
I actually still have it on YouTube.
Yeah, you gotta show them
Well,
sometime.
my audition story was that I didn't read the directions. And so I tried out for everybody, including Lilac, and then I submitted it. I'm like, yeah, I felt good about that. And then I read later on the audition page, he had a comment, "I'm going to be looking for Lilac on my own. Please don't send in auditions for her." And I thought, wow, this guy's gonna think I'm stupid.
He was right.
Hey, what is with you?
I'm just pointing out the obvious.
I know. But yeah, sometimes when you can't read, it's okay. Sometimes when you can't see without glasses, it's okay.
Yeah, debatable. I hope that answered your question.
It did. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
No problem.
So, quick, the original games engine was designed for Sonic fan games, which are not known for their expansive game mechanics. You go forward, you kill enemies, you jump on things, rings pop out. Freedom Planet has a lot deeper mechanics than a classic Sonic game. So I was wondering, kind of a TLDR of some of the more technical problems you ran into adding more mechanics to what was essentially a Sonic engine.
I mean, I've tried. There are like certain parts of the engine that I added features to that took longer than others. But as for one that caused a major problem, I'm not 100% sure. I guess I would say at first, creating like the way that enemies like are attacked and damaged, that was a little difficult at first. Because like unlike Sonic games, you can't just like kill enemies by jumping on them. It's like completely different. It's got like a more robust like combat system, like the kind you'd find in like a Mega Man game. So I had to build that from the ground up. But once that was done, enemy and boss creation was a lot easier, and it was actually like one of my favorite parts of building the game. Like I loved making the bosses.
Bosses are always the fun part.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. I guess last question.
Hello, I'm back again. And when you said, "Oh, I thought you said Amiibo," I thought, how would you guys react if Lilac got into Super Smash Bros, became an Amiibo, and you guys got to choose which model?
We're working on it. No,
We're working
no, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. That's
Look
the
what
biggest
you've
lie.
done.
But
Yeah,
which model would you want it to be? The first game, Freedom Planet 1 Lilac or Freedom Planet 2 Lilac?
I would say the base would be Freedom Planet 2 Lilac, but there would be an all costume based on Freedom Planet 1, where she wears
Okay.
Freedom Planet 1 clothes.
Okay. And how would you guys react if she got into Super Smash Bros?
We'd have a party.
Yeah. I'd be passed out during this entire party. Yeah.
I'm in pina colada.
I would hyperventilate and say, okay.
You'd be like, wait.
Whack.
Whack. Whack.
So you just quack like a duck during the
Well-
entire party.
That would make sense.
At least you would be conscious. I would not be conscious during this whole news.
I think it's because Lilac is the character you voice act, so that's probably why you'd be passed out.
I mean, I guess.
Thank you for answering my question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I guess that's our panel, because technically we're past 8 minutes.
Are we okay on time, guys? Oh, hey, that's a sign. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you so much for coming.
Man,